Hi there, and welcome to what promises to be a night of long knives. Every team, each and every team in Group E can qualify tonight for the round of 16, but only 2 will make the cut. Stay with us and find out who joins the rest of the bunch in the round of 16 and who joins the next flight back home. My name is Tiras Wayaki. This is KBC Channel 1 TV. But just before we duel on a night that's going to be full of thrills and spills, alongside my panel of former Kenyan international Mickey Weche, one of my childhood heroes, and William Muluya, Kariobangi Sharks FC coach, let's take a quick preview of some of the key players that Japan and Spain have in store for us. On my right is Takumi Minamino, and on my left is Sergio Busquets, who might not be starting tonight because he's just one booking away from suspension. Takumi Minamino, on my right, was born on the 16th of January 1995. He grew up playing football alongside his brother, alongside the tutelage of their father, and his childhood hero was Ronaldo, the Brazilian. After that, he made it to club football and ended up playing for, after a stint in Japan, Red Bull Salzburg of Austria. There, he won the Austrian Bundesliga countless of occasions, but you might remember him best with Liverpool FC of England, where he went all the way to win the English Premier League, ending their 30-year drought. And then he went on to play in the UEFA Champions League final. Sadly, just last season, they lost to Real Madrid of Spain. Takumi now plies his trade for AS Monaco in the League One, and he's got a vast wealth of experience at international level. At under 23 in 2016, he won the Asian Football Championship, and this is his World Cup debut. Sergio Busquets, another one inspired by his father, Carles, a former FC Barcelona goalkeeper in the 90s. Busquets made his debut for Barcelona at the age of 20 and has gone on to win over 600 caps. He's also gone on he's gone on to appear over 600 times for his club, and he's gone on to win over 140 caps for Spain. A World Cup winner in 2010, Euro Cup winner in 2012, and he's won pretty much everything that there is to win at club level with Barcelona. This one promises to be yet another thriller, courtesy of KBC Channel 1. See you shortly.
Ndio tunabeba swag hadi ndani ya pitch. Si ndio the fastest, the biggest, the strongest. They wonder why. Time waliland kucheza ball na nati, sisi tulikuwa mguu chuma. Ball ni sisi na sisi ni ball. It has always been a part of us. We are passionate, so loud, they had to tell us to keep it down. Na sasa, it's that time again. The time for us to step up. Tuwakumbushe why Waafrika wana shine kwa ligi za majuu. So if you love football, love Africa. Cheer Africa. Africa ni sisi.
Discover a world full of opportunities, a place to build your skill and see the world in a different perspective. Sensei Institute of Technology is the home to the best practical courses. We offer courses such as plant operator and mechanics, trailer driving, CCTV and alarm installation, solar and electrical installation, motor vehicle mechanics and electronics, building technology, roads and construction, hospitality courses, and many more. For you to join us, ensure you have your national ID card and be ready to enjoy the ride.
Remember, my skills, my future at Sensei.
Sensei College, my skills, my future.
Utavuna ulichopanda, utavuna. Utavuna, 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 utavuna.
Safari hii kawa yangu haikuniangusha.
Hapa mkubwa utapata pesa.
School fees nitalipa yote.
Na pia kamshahara mkubwa usisahau.
Na usisahau pesa yangu ya chama.
Sawa.
Na nikuulize mkubwa, ulitumia nini kwa hii kahawa yako ikazaa hivi?
Nilitumia Elgon Thabiti Super Fertilizer.
Elgon Thabiti Super NPK 22, 612 and 17 blends provide all essential and additional micronutrients for your plantations. Elgon Super Fertilizer is your surest partner in successful farming and is available in various packages that suits your pocket.
There's something that drives us to become who we are.
For me, it's my family. When they're unwell, I can't function.
How are you feeling now?
I'm much better.
Oh, thanks to Madison Better Life. Thanks to Madison Better Life Medical Cover. They have access to the best care 24/7. Madison Group. Usibahatishe.
Do you know you stand the risk of disconnection if you have not updated your SIM registration details? Dial *106# to check your SIM registration status. If your details are not updated, dial *106# and select option 2 to get the self-update link. You will be required to upload your original ID image copy, both front and back. Alternatively, you can visit the nearest Airtel outlet. Remember, you only have until December 15th, 2022 to comply. This is a SIM regulation requirement as per the Communications Authority of Kenya. Airtel, the most affordable network.
Wanyonge wameshafunganya virago na kuelekea nyumbani. Magwiji ndio wamesalia kwenye kinyang'anyiro cha World Cup. KBC Channel 1 kwa ushirikiano na Sport Pesa itakuletea michuano hii mtaani kwako kupitia Big Screen Viewing. Jumamosi hii tarehe 3 Disemba tunapiga kambi maeneo ya magharibi. Pale Big Screen yetu itakuwa Kakamega Bus Park. Siku ya Jumapili tutaonesha mechi hadharani hapo Bungoma Simba Street. Mashabiki wa kandanda mjini Busia tutajumuika nanyi tarehe 5 Disemba hapo Taxi Park kuwapeperushia mechi live. Wakazi wa Homa Bay msikose kushuhudia mechi kupitia Big Screen tarehe 6 Disemba hapo Homa Bay Market. KBC, your true sports partner. Kataa kulustua. Imeletwa kwako kwa hisani ya KBC na Sport Pesa.
Wachua mamili leo na Loto Moto. Kucheza ni rahisi zaidi. Kwenye M-Pesa, chagua lipa na M-Pesa. Paybill number, weka 757070. Account number, andika neno Loto, kisha weka star. Alafu nambari yako ya simu. Kwenye amount, weka kiwango chochote cha pesa, kuanzia shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2000. Lipa na usubiri draw. Cheza kwa kuwajibika. Mchezo huu ni wazi kwa watu walio na umri wa miaka 18 na zaidi.
Welcome to Football Heaven, KBC Channel 1 TV. And of course I say that with a light touch. But I know everyone's glued on this one tonight. A big one. Group E, Group of Death, has lived up to expectation. But all other groups also appear to be groups of death. But perhaps none more than this one. Each and every team in this particular group stands a chance of qualification to the round of 16. There's Germany, who are bottom of the pile, unbelievable. Costa Rica, above them. And then Japan and Spain. Or is it Japan who are just above Germany? Muluya?
No, Japan is in the second place.
Good. I never get it wrong, do I? Trust me at your own peril. Anyway, Japan, Spain. But before then, hats off to Stephanie Frappard and her team of fellow ladies as they make history tonight to become the first group of ladies to jointly officiate a World Cup match. That's in the other game between Germany and Costa Rica. Kudos to Morocco as well. Hats off. They have made the round of 16 for the first time in 40 years. Africa is doing it big time. My name is Tira Swayaki, and I'm joined here by Kariobangi Sharks FC coach William Muluya himself. Now, in 2019, during that Africa Cup of Nations period, I told him that his Kariobangi Sharks team will beat Everton of England, who were visiting Kenya at the time. And they went on to beat Everton. And I said that on KBC Channel 1 TV. How brave of me to have said so. Welcome, Muluya.
Thank you so much.
He's just made it back to the country. He's been away for about 13 days in Europe. He'll tell us more about it off camera. Now I know you want to hear about what's in store. And then the big man himself. I told you, one of my childhood heroes, Mickey Weche, former Kenyan international, former AFC Leopards player. I watched him so many times on TV, in person, and also overheard his name being mentioned flowingly on radio. Mickey Weche, welcome.
Thank you very much.
What do we make of the African team so far?
For me, I think we are doing well. The African teams are doing well. And for Morocco and Senegal going through that surplus for the African continent, it means we are catching up with the European teams. And for us as a continent of talented players, I think Morocco and Senegal have done very well. Even Tunisia, they just, they didn't start well. But I think generally we are doing well.
Muluya, do you agree with him?
I will say Senegal have set the pace. That is one, of course, they made it so well. We have had Ghana who really tried. Of course, we saw how they played their last game. And we really hope that they are going to make it a do or die. We know it's more of, not even an enmity kind of a game, but they need to prove something back to the Suarez team. But again, kudos to Morocco, who have really actually shocked many. They have really done well. Mm-hmm. But it was expected of them, knowing that it's a North Africa side and with their facility and infrastructure, there's something that they have been planning for it for quite some time.
When we look at the big names, Germany, last of the pile in their group. Last World Cup, they went home at the group stages, and they were last in their group. And now we're seeing so-called, in quote-unquote, small teams calling the shots in the group stages. What, are we going to see more or less of the same as we go into the round of 16 and possibly beyond? Are the small teams now coming of age?
This thing of big teams, I think it's coming to an end. Even if you look at the so-called small teams in Europe, they are beating the big teams. So I think it's coming to an end, and it will be good for the generation that's coming up in football. So this thing of the big teams, Germany, England, I think for me it's coming to an end.
Do you agree with that? When we look at Spain playing so well, they are a new kid on the block in terms of big names in football at international level, but they're pretty much a big name. And we're seeing France, now a big name established. They've won the World Cup twice. Big names, so more or less. Only 8 teams have ever won the World Cup since 1930. Are we going to see a new name on that list of winners?
Definitely. Let's give it best example with how Argentina started the games. They lost to Saudi Arabia, but they went on to prove a point. They finished top of it's going to be a very dangerous side for actually when it comes to the knockouts. I'm seeing Germany, if it's going to retrieve itself from the situation it is now, it's another force to reckon, because I can't really rule them out. I believe they have learned from the mistakes. They could have won even the first game. They went on, of course, to lose something that they didn't expect, but I'm seeing them coming up very strong, and actually, if they are going to make it, then it's a side to reckon in this World Cup.
Okay, that's pretty well answered, because Mickey Weche is talking of new names now coming of age. Japan are talking of winning the World Cup by 2050. That's their vision. And Muluya is saying the status quo is bound to remain. You're a coach, Muluya. And obviously Mickey Weche has now gone into coaching. Muluya, which coach has impressed you the most? We often talk about players and what. Let's look at the coaches. Which coach has impressed you so far? You've just come from Europe, brilliant coaching course. You'll tell us more about it off camera. Which coach has impressed you?
I will say, look at Luis, what he's doing, because I'm a believer of believing in the youth players doing a great job. If you look at what Spain is doing with the young men in the field, and I think they're really doing well. They're really showing it that sometimes it's not only age, but the moment you know what you're doing, then age doesn't count.
Wow, Spain. Luis Enrique.
Yes.
Brilliant. Mickey Weche.
For me, I would take Cisse, Senegal.
Okay.
I'm a proud African. And then I'll take Tite for Brazil. Okay. I think he's done the blending very well. The old experience like Silva and the youth that's coming in, like Muluya is saying, you have to have the youth to learn from the experienced players. So for me it would be Cisse first and then Tite second.
How about Morocco's head coach? He only took the job up in August and within no time he's turned his side around. Morocco,
their structures are very well done, and I think they take it from the European system. So for them, it's not like they are so much in African style. They've taken the development, the structures, the youth development structures from the European teams. And I think they are ahead of other African countries in terms of development of their youth.
Okay, break time. And then when we come back, we'll dig into Japan versus Spain. Hope you've enjoyed this session as much as I have.
Jambo.
Si jambo.
Naona umevuna viazi vingi.
Sababu ni harusi ya rafiki yangu. Wacha tu nikupe viazi bure.
Asante mama. Na nikuulize, umetumia nini kukuza viazi vingi namna hii?
Natumia Elgon Dhabiti Super Fertilizer.
Siri ni hii, kwa mazao kemkem mimi hupanda na Elgon Dhabiti Super NPK Potato Planting na kupandilia na Dhabiti Super NPK Potato Top Dressing, na bas, matokeo ni mazao ya ajabu.
Na umrudishie Mama Rada pesa zake.
Sawa.
Aya, sawa.
Pay with your Visa card and lead the action this World Cup. Visa, official FIFA partner.
Make transactions anywhere in the world with the NCBA Visa card and stand a chance to win big. Join the FIFA World Cup 2022 when you win an all-expenses-paid trip for you and your +1 to watch 2 games. Or win exciting weekly prizes that will make your FIFA viewing experience super duper. All it takes is a swipe or a tap to pay 2,000 Kenya shillings or more with your NCBA Visa debit or credit card. The more you swipe or tap to pay, the higher your chances of winning with 1 point for every 2,000 Kenya shillings spent. Don't miss out. NCBA. Go for it.
Dosi ni chuma ya nguvu. Ikisimama kwa building, hakuna kitu baya ita happen kwa hiyo building.
Chuma ndio nyumba. Nyumba zetu zote tunatumianga chuma ya dosi.
Doshi Steel, chuma ya nguvu.
Woyo! Yes! Yeah! Yes! Yes! Yes!
There is something that drives us to become who we are.
For me, it's my family. When they're unwell, I can't function.
How are you feeling now?
I'm much better.
Oh, thanks to Madison Better Life. Thanks to Madison Better Life Medical Cover. They have access to the best care 24/7. Madison Group. Usibahatishe.
Cheza loto, shinda pesa moto.
Wachua mamili leo na loto moto. Cheza ukianzia na shilingi 50 na ushinde milioni 2 kila siku. Kucheza ni rahisi zaidi. Kwenye M-Pesa, chagua lipa na M-Pesa. Paybill number, weka 757070. Account number, andika neno loto. Kisha, weka star. Alafu nambari yako ya simu. Kwenye amount, weka kiwango chochote cha pesa. Kuanzia shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2000. Lipa na usubiri draw. Makinika papa hapa ili utimize ndoto zako na Loto Moto. Cheza kwa kuwajibika. Mchezo huu ni wazi kwa watu walio na umri wa miaka 18 na zaidi. Ujumbe huu umeidhinishwa na BCLB. Cheza Loto Moto. Shinda pesa moto moto.
With Glovo, you have anything you want from your city in your hands. Kama unatamani ugali beef ama fried chicken, order Glovo ujaribu restaurant mpya. Tamu. Kama game inawaka na unataka drinks zaidi, order Glovo ushangilie timu yako. Na kama your little one amemes na diapers zimeisha, order Glovo and save the day. With Glovo, unaweza track order yako na kuongea na customer support, which is always available. Download the app and order anything you want from your city. We'll deliver.
Feel the excitement. Relish every moment. Get 1.5 GB at 50 bob. Valid for 3 hours. Furahia futa. Dial star 544 hash. Make Chaguo smarter na Airtel, the most affordable network.
Japan, Spain, the main course for tonight's dinner. A big one. Do or die, especially for Japan. Muluya, Japan, one of the biggest revelations of this tournament. They beat Germany 2-1. We didn't see that coming. And then they lost to Costa Rica. But now they face Spain. Is this, looking at Japan's record, a walkover for Spain, or are they a team to be taken seriously?
Of course, if you go with the past records, as much as the two sides could not have met for a very long time, Spain is currently having a good time of its footballing. Japan, I'm sure that because they have hearts that don't go down easily, and you could easily tell on how they played against Germany. But against Costa Rica, it was a shock to them. And I believe they'll give everything out today, being that a draw for them will make the two sides qualify. But again, they need a win. So they are going to go for a win, and if they are going to land at a draw, then it's going to be super for the two sides. But I'm seeing a game whereby sometimes the technicalities could count, especially in the mighty side of Spain, you know, of the talent it has and the record it has over Japan. As much as it's not a bad record, of course. The last time they played Japan, 2001, they won 1-0. But yes.
Just a reminder, the other game of Group E, that's Germany, Costa Rica, is running concurrently with this one. But we are showing this one. The funny thing now, they have introduced, I think at the last World Cup, the fair play points system, Mickey. And Senegal were eliminated from the last World Cup based on that they had picked up more yellow cards than their fellow contestant. Are we likely to see that in this Group E?
I don't think so, because if I'm the coach of the team, I'll tell my players not to try and get away from the yellow cards. That's the first thing to do, because if you look at, like you're saying, Senegal were kicked out because of those points.
And I think it was coincidentally against Japan.
So if I was to be the coach, then I would say we should avoid the yellow cards, because at the end of the day, it's going to be bad for us. Not in a bad way, but because of the discipline. And then, like Luia is saying here, for me, I think Japan and Spain, for me, it will be endurance versus tactical. So whichever wins the day, I think it will be a very good game.
Spain play a seriously possession game. Seriously possession. They like to keep the ball. And when they lose it, they like to fight for it and then keep the ball. Japan play similar football. They like to, quote unquote, steal the ball from the opponent and attack. They don't like playing without possession, Japan. A battle of wits here.
I will say Japan will be objective oriented, whereby we want to win it, like they did with the German in the last 10-15 minutes, especially with some very good changes toward the end of the game. But let's not hide from it that there's a culture in the Spain, and of course you look at its midfield, it's mostly comprised of players who have been playing together for a current period of time. So if you look at the cohesion of the team, the Spanish team, the technical ability it has, the ability to press the opponent with or without the ball, 100% sure they will have an edge over the Japan. But sometimes the heart normally wins over the talent. But predominantly this time round, Spain, I believe the technicality part of it and the cohesive part of it, being a team that has been assembled across the players who have played together for several times in their youth, it has a chance to over Japan.
Mickey, one significant difference between these two sides is that Japan can be very quick with the ball, like South Korea.
They have the speed. Spain
like to build up, slowly. Which side has the advantage in such a decisive game?
We are going to look at a game that's going to have a lot of pressing. Both teams are going to press, and the team that is going to be able to keep the ball more than the other one, I think they'll have a better game than, because tactically I think they're the same. But then, like Muluya says, tactically for me, I would go with Spain, because the cohesion, the bonding of that team is much higher, and they'll have a lot of pressing from Japan, which I think they like, because their ball possession is very high. So we're going to have a pressing game. For me, I would say it's going to be a very pressing game, and the team that's going to be, I'll say again, tactically superior, which is Spain, they're going to carry the day for today.
Interesting you should say that, because when you look at this game, will both sides sacrifice beautiful football for results? We almost saw that yesterday between France and Tunisia. Quite a dull first half, but then it came to life in the second half. Are we likely to see a repeat of the same?
We don't repeat. Most likely, I don't think that Spain will sacrifice its philosophy and its way of playing to gain the results. They will stick to it. It's their principal policy. We want to expect a game whereby Spain want to do their normal patient build-up, coming into the Japan's half as quick as possible, trying to retain the possession there, losing it, and again creating as many chances as possible. The efficiency in the final third is something again we can count on, but it's a team that has already scored 7 goals past Costa Rica we saw. It's a team that created enough chances as much as it was a 1-1 against Germany. But it won't sacrifice maybe Japan, but again Japan, what goes ahead of them, it's the heart they do carry, going with the counters and sometimes going to the opponent's half. So everyone will stick to its policy.
Okay. That's brilliant. Mickey, you played as a defensive midfielder, and you can correct me if I'm wrong.
A tough defender.
Very tough defensive midfield, right?
I played, I was a utility player.
Okay.
Yeah, I played all the positions, but so where I got the success was the full-back two and the stopper.
As someone who played as defensive midfielder, utility-wise, we're seeing a 4-2-3-1 system being introduced more and more in football. And England are using it. I saw Germany use it the other day. At Senegal, I think. What's the essence of that system? Because we're used to the traditional one defensive midfielder.
You know, when it comes to the system, it's the players that really matter. If you look at the World Cup right now, it's like every team is using the same system. But then it's up to me and you. Do these players outplay the other players within that same system? So, like, if Japan and Spain play the same system, who is going to be superior in this system? The individual players of the team. Are they going to carry the day for their country? Because the systems are there, but once we start play, then you find that they are breaking up.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they break up. But who is superior on the day?
Okay, predictions. Are you brave enough?
Of course, I will predict to have a good game between the two teams, but again, result-wise, I'll say that Spain will carry the day.
Spain will carry the day.
Yes.
I'll go for Spain also.
Okay, how about the other game, Germany, Costa Rica?
I will say that Germany wants to come, actually I will use the word, they want to massively try to get the results over Costa Rica. They'll have a day against Costa Rica. They're going to carry the day.
Germany will carry the day.
So from this group, we are looking at Spain and Germany going forward?
Yes.
Higher chances, and at least they need more than 2 goals, I will say.
So the big names, as we're going to see the status quo going into round of 16, and the smaller names.
When it matters, they'll perform.
When it matters, they'll perform. Okay, let's look at the two coaches very quickly, Luis Enrique. But we'll do that at halftime. I'm told our time is up, so we won't delay you. Next flight to Qatar. Safety belt, kila kitu. Qatar!
With Glovo, you have anything you want from your city in your hands. Kama unatamani ugali beef ama fried chicken, order Glovo ujaribu restaurant mpya. With Glovo, unaweza track order yako na kuongea na customer support, which is always available. Download the app and order anything you want from your city. We'll deliver.
Wanyonge wameshafunganya virago na kuelekea nyumbani. Magwiji ndio